Let's get right into it. Number 8. The birthday song. You're sitting in a restaurant when suddenly it starts. The dreaded clapping. Your friend's evil grin tells you everything. They've told the waiter it's your birthday. The birthday song is basically a 30-second prison sentence where you're forced to sit there while people screech off key like cats in a blender. You just sit there, smile awkwardly, maybe conduct the choir of tone-deaf well-wishers. It's like being in a hostage situation where everyone's being nice to you. And it gets worse if you're at a restaurant. Now you've got random strangers joining in, probably wondering why they're singing to some person they don't know. The waiters, who've done this 12 times today already, are doing their best to hide their dead inside expressions. Meanwhile, you're just sitting there, trying to look grateful while secretly plotting revenge. This torture device disguised as a song is actually copyrighted. Warner Music owned the rights until 2015 and made about $2 million per year from it. People were literally paying to inflict this on others. Scientists say we keep doing this because of something called social conformity. It's the same reason people pretend to like kale or claim they understand modern art. We're all just trapped in this weird social contract where we torture each other with off-key singing once a year. So next time you're tempted to tell the waiter it's someone's birthday, remember you're not being nice. You're basically waterboarding them with kindness. Number 7. Open plan offices. Companies love to brag about their modern open office layouts. They'll show you these fancy pictures of people collaborating, sharing ideas, and living their best work lives. But you're sitting there, trying to focus on an important task. Then Karen from accounting starts her daily phone call with her mom. And it's not just any phone call. It's a full-blown soap opera about her sister's neighbor's dog's dental problems. Meanwhile, Dave from marketing is eating what sounds like rocks for lunch. Every crunch feels like someone's tapping directly on your brain. Studies show that in open offices, employees are interrupted every 3 minutes. It takes about 23 minutes to get back into focus after each interruption. So basically, you're never actually focused. Companies know this isn't working. Research shows that face-to-face interaction actually drops by 70% in open offices. Instead of talking to each other, people put on headphones and message on Slack. You're basically in a human zoo. Everyone can see you all the time. You make a doctor's appointment. Hope you're comfortable sharing your medical history with the entire office. One person comes in with a cold, and thanks to the lack of walls, the whole office becomes a giant petri dish. It's like biological warfare, but with staplers and coffee machines. Companies claim this layout saves money, but workers in open offices take 62% more sick days than those in private offices. Companies know all this. They've seen the research, but those fancy glass walls in private offices are expensive, and your sanity is not in the budget. Number 6. IKEA furniture assembly. The average IKEA bookshelf comes with about 127 pieces, one tiny Allen key, and instructions that look like they were drawn by a minimalist alien trying to explain rocket science. Those little stick figures that make you question your sanity and your ability to read pictures. It always starts so innocently. You're feeling confident, spreading all the pieces out on the floor like some kind of furniture detective. Then you realize the instructions show a smiling stick figure, and you know that stick figure is mocking you. They call it the IKEA effect, where people value things more if they've suffered to build them. It's like Stockholm Syndrome, but with furniture. You spend 6 hours building a coffee table, cursing in languages you didn't even know you spoke. Then when someone compliments it, you're like, oh this? I built it myself. Like you're proud of the trauma. The company knows exactly what they're doing. They've got restaurants in their stores because they know you'll need comfort food after the emotional damage. Nothing says I'm sorry for what you're about to go through like Swedish meatballs. And those tiny pencils they give you are not for writing. They're for stabbing the air in frustration when you realize you put the back panel on backwards. When you finally finish, when everything's built and you're sitting there admiring your work, you feel accomplished, like you've just climbed Mount Everest, but with particle board. That's how they get you. Number 5. Group projects. Group projects are the only form of torture that gets you college credit. You're sitting in class, minding your own business, when your professor drops the bomb. For your final grade, you'll be working in groups. And just like that, your semester becomes a psychological horror movie. First comes the group selection process. It's like picking teams for dodgeball, but instead of getting hit with balls, you're getting hit with anxiety. There's the one who does everything. That's probably you, watching this video right now. You're the person who ends up doing 95% of the work while having several mental breakdowns in the library at 3 a.m. Then there's the ghost. This person signed up for the class, but might as well be Bigfoot for all you see them. They'll resurface exactly once during the semester to say, Sorry guys, been really busy in the group chat. And then there's the active saboteur, the person who somehow makes doing nothing look productive. They'll show up to meetings just to suggest terrible ideas, then get offended when you don't use them. But the real torture is the group chat. You'll send out a message asking who can meet on Tuesday. 5 people will read it, 3 will start typing, and exactly 0 will respond. Then there's the inevitable night before panic. Someone will message at 11 p.m. saying they forgot they were supposed to do the entire introduction section. Scientists have actually studied this phenomenon. They call it social loafing, when people put in less effort because they're in a group. Professors know this happens. They keep assigning group projects because it prepares you for the real world. Yeah, because in the real world, when someone doesn't do their job, they get fired. They don't get to share your A+ grade while contributing nothing but emotional damage and trust issues. Number 4. Self-checkout machine errors. You're standing there with your groceries, trying to be a responsible adult. You've got your reusable bags because you care about the environment. Everything's going fine until unexpected item in bagging area. The robot voice booms across the store like you've just been caught stealing the crown jewels. Everyone's looking at you. The machine's flashing red like you've triggered a nuclear launch sequence. You try to explain to the machine that it's just a bag of chips, but it's not having it. Please wait for assistance. Now you're standing there, frozen in retail purgatory, while the kid behind you judges your inability to scan a bag of Doritos. The worst part is the employee who has to come help you has seen this exact scene 47 times today. They're doing that slow walkover, the one that says I could solve this in 2 seconds, but my soul left my body 3 hours into my shift. Self-checkout errors trigger the same stress response as public speaking. Your heart rate increases, your palms get sweaty, and your brain goes into full panic mode. The machine says, please place item in bagging area after you literally just did that. When you're buying alcohol, you have to stand there like a teenager waiting for age verification. The machine might as well announce attention shoppers. This person is buying wine at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. These machines were supposed to make shopping faster. Instead, they've turned us all into unpaid cashiers with anxiety disorders. The average person spends 67 seconds longer at self-checkout than with a human cashier. A minute of psychological warfare with a machine that thinks your bananas are a security threat. You try to enter the produce code. Is it 4011 or 4311? Is this a regular banana or an organic banana? These machines cost stores about $150,000 each. Stores are paying small fortunes for robots that yell at their customers. Number 3. The middle seat on a plane. Imagine being trapped in a space smaller than a prison cell, wedged between 2 strangers who are silently fighting you for dominion over 2 tiny armrests. Welcome to the middle seat, aviation's very own torture chamber. The average prison cell is 48 square feet. Your middle seat is a whopping 3 square feet of personal space. Even medieval torture devices gave their victims more room to wiggle around. There's this unwritten rule that the middle seat gets both armrests. It's like a consolation prize for your suffering. But in reality, that rule is about as well respected as a please don't feed the animals sign at a petting zoo. On some planes, airlines even make middle seats slightly narrower than window or aisle seats. They say it's for structural support, but we all know it's because they figure if you're desperate enough to book a middle seat, you're desperate enough to deal with less space. This is all completely legal and socially acceptable. If you tried to confine someone in a tiny space between 2 strangers anywhere else, you'd get arrested. But slap an airline logo on it and suddenly it's just another Tuesday. Number 2. Trying to unsubscribe from an email list. You're scrolling through your inbox. There it is. The 47th email this week from that website where you bought one sock 3 years ago. You decide to unsubscribe. The unsubscribe link is always hidden at the bottom in font so tiny, ants need reading glasses to see it. And it's never just unsubscribe. It's buried in text that reads like, to adjust your preferences regarding our totally not spam communications, click here to begin your journey of 1,000 clicks. Clicking that link doesn't actually unsubscribe you. It takes you to a page where you need to log in to an account you never created. If you somehow remember those credentials, you get to level 2, the guilt trip survey. Why are you leaving us? They ask, like a clingy ex who won't take the hint. Then comes the checkbox marathon. Are you sure you don't want our weekly updates, daily updates, hourly updates, updates about our updates, pictures of our office dog? After unchecking 47 boxes, they hit you with the final boss. Please allow 7 to 10 business days for this request to process. 7 to 10 business days. They're apparently hand-delivering the unsubscribe request via carrier pigeon. Here's the really messed up part. Some of these unsubscribe links are actually traps. Clicking them just confirms your email is active, which means you're about to get even more spam. It's like trying to escape a cult that keeps sending you their newsletter. Number 1. Unskippable ads. You're watching a 30-second video and you get hit with a 2-minute unskippable ad. That's not just annoying, it's a form of psychological torture. You're being held hostage, and your entertainment is the ransom. Scientists have found that forced waiting triggers stress responses in your brain. Your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure rises, and your body releases stress hormones. It's like being stuck in a tiny elevator, except instead of music, you're listening to someone try to sell you car insurance. And these ads are getting longer and more frequent. Back in 2010, YouTube ads were usually 15 seconds. Now they can be up to 5 minutes long. Companies actually track how long they can force you to watch before you rage quit. Some platforms are now experimenting with what they call attention-based advertising. This means the ad only plays when you're actively watching. Look away or switch tabs, and the ad pauses. It's basically the digital version of that scene from A Clockwork Orange where they force the guy to watch videos with his eyes clamped open, and we just accept this. We've normalized being digital hostages so much that we actually thank companies when they let us skip ads. That's like thanking your kidnapper for loosening your ropes. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.